All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Other Half Brewing Company, and they are out of Brooklyn and East Bloomfield, New York, along with Washington, D.C., and this is their double dry hopped Mosaic Dream, the Haas edition. So this is an IPA that comes in at 6% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 6 weeks old, and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews. So huge thanks to them for hooking me up with this one. I believe it was Dan who gave me this can after the 2021 Beer Tuber Palooza that was hosted by another good friend of ours and fellow beer tuber Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews. So yeah, I'm really excited to give this one a go for a couple different reasons. Number one, about a year ago, I posted the review of just a regular Mosaic Dream, not the double dry hop version, not a Haas edition, none of that, just Mosaic Dream. And I don't remember much about it other than Mosaic was running wild like Hulkamania in the 80s. You had blueberry and dankness and whatnot. Now, shout out to another good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews, because he likes to say, if I was a better beer tuber, I would do this or that. Well, if I was a better beer tuber, I would have looked at that review just to see what I thought about that one and refresh the memory. So when I go into this one, I'm like, oh, it's similar, it's not similar, so on and so forth, but I didn't because I'm terrible at what I do. But anyway, a little bit of a spiel about this one. Now, I said this was the Haas edition. They actually did a Mosaic Week. I don't know if you're going to see that on camera, but there's a Mosaic Week kind of logo on here. So Other Half has been doing kind of like theme weeks. They did an HDHC theme week. They did a Citra theme week. They did a Mosaic theme week. I think they're supposed to do a Galaxy one. I believe Dan told me that. I don't know if it's already happened. So for Mosaic Week, they took Mosaic Dream. They did a double dry hop version. They did two different versions. They did the Haas edition, which is this one, and then they did the YCH, Yakima Chief Hops Edition. So two different hop suppliers. Well, for the Haas Edition, they didn't just get one like specific batch of Mosaic hops. They got two. They got one from an Oregon farm and one from a Washington State farm, and they blended them together. And this one is the Haas edition, and I don't know what to expect from this. I would assume Mosaic is going to be pretty strong, obviously, because it's all Mosaic hops, but I don't know how different this is going to be than the one that I reviewed last year. That was the non-double dry hop version, but we will see. This was brewed at Brooklyn. Why it has on the side, it says, brewed by Other Half Brewing Company, 195 Center Street, Brooklyn, New York. And on the bottom, it says the date, and then it says BK. So I'd imagine this is the Brooklyn brewed one. If not, then I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't, so maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, let's crack this one open. Like I said, about 6 weeks old. So should be fine. I love Other Half IPAs up to 3 months old. Like, they can age well, so we'll see. So yeah, this is pouring out like I expect from an Other Half beer. Has that creamy look to it, very turbid, hazy, the whole nine. Throw this over here like this. Okay, so yeah, it has this orange honey color, maybe more to, kind of looks like dulled out orange juice a little bit. Has about a finger and a half of this really creamy white looking head. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Very turbid, very hazy, kind of what you expect from a beer within the style. Let's get a nose. Whew. So I'm not getting blueberry in this one. I'm getting like a nondescript red berry. You could say raspberry, you could say, strawberry. I'm just getting like, yeah, more maybe to the raspberry side of things, but just like maybe like a mixed berry kind of note. It smells really sweet. A little bit of an underlying like dankness. I'm also getting this like very over-ripened like honeydew melon. Making my mouth water, man. It smells like it's gonna lean to the sweeter side of things. There is the mixed berry, the over-ripened honeydew melon, little underlying dankness, but this smells like sweeter stone and tropical fruits. A little bit of pineapple right there. Yeah, this, man, this smells pretty fucking fantastic, honestly, for 6%. This smells like it's gonna be very impactful. I wanna get into it, so cheers everybody, and thanks to Dan and Mike for this one. Yeah, that's really nice. That is. Well, I know I haven't been reviewing beer lately, in terms of, my palate and whatnot, taking a long time off, especially reviewing beer. But let me go back for one more sip, and then I'm going to say what I was going to say, because I think I'm getting something that I really don't get too much from just hops. First off, body, This is like straight up medium body at 6%, really nice. It's a little bit bigger than anticipated for the ABV. It's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. It's Other Half personified, whether they do the Dream or Daydream series or whatever. They just know what the fuck they're doing with their bodies and mouthfeels, especially the mouthfeels, and this is another one. The reason why I said I was going to say something and then I like kind of came back on it, I'm getting like sweet ripened like red raspberries in this one. Like it's weird because all the top of my head, maybe I've gotten that a couple times in hop forward beers, just from hops, no like adjuncts or no fruit additions. This is just straight hops, and this is big on the raspberry. Yeah, a lot of like sweetened red raspberry at the front of the palate. Passes through that aforementioned pineapple, pokes its nose in. I'm getting a little bit of like a sweet peach, a little bit of that over-ripened honeydew melon. Underneath is this really nice like dank herbal quality that's carrying throughout the palate, so it's omnipresent. You feel like this one's going to finish really sweet, but it doesn't. It actually has a really like moderate dryness. This doesn't really have any bitterness, but it's very dry in the back of the palate, and it breaks up the monotony, all that sweetness, all those sweet fruits and whatnot. You think it's just going to carry. And if that dryness wasn't there, this might be cloying to the point where it'd be like, oh man, halfway through that can, it'd be like, ooh, man, this is pretty sweet. It's only 6% too. The flavors of this one drink like one of their 7.5%, 8% double IPAs. It's very, very boisterous. Very, dare I say, bombastic. Shout out to another good friend of mine and fellow beer tour, Paul over at PaTroll, who's all the shout outs in this review. But seriously, this, I don't remember the other Mosaic Dream. Like I said, I wish I would have went back and looked at that review. But I will say, honestly, I think I like this one more than that one. Wow, this is delicious. I was not anticipating this being as good as it is. I say don't go into reviews with preconceived notions, blah, blah, blah. But it's a 6% double dry hopped Mosaic Dream from Other Half. I'm hoping and expecting it to be good, but this is better than I expected, honestly. From the body to the mouthfeel to the unexpected raspberry thing going on, to the sweet layers of different tropical and stone fruit, to that underlying dankness, the dryness that kind of balances out on the back end. This drinks extremely well. I love this. I'm going to give the double dry hopped Mosaic Dream, the Haas edition, I'm going to give that a straight 4.5 out of 5. This is fucking delicious. I've always said when it comes to Other Half, like if I could have one beer to drink from them for like the rest of my life, it would be Citra Daydream. This is up there with that beer in terms of like drinkability and something that I could never really get sick of if I just had 4 packs of this in the fridge. It's fucking divine. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for this one. I love it. Thank you very much, Dan and Mike. This is fantastic. I wish I would have had the YCH version to do a side-by-side just to see what the differences are from the two different hop suppliers. But you know what? It's not a perfect world. Can't always get what you want, so here we are. But I do appreciate, like I said, Dan hooking me up with this one. I'm just happy I got to try any of them. Price and availability. I believe price point on this one is a little bit steep. $22 4-pack. I would like to see this one in the $18 to $20 range. A little bit expensive. But knowing how good this is, I'd buy it again at $22 4-pack. But probably just one 4-pack. Honestly, pretty expensive, but this should be in like no more than like $20 4-pack and more in like the $18 range. But it's double dry hopped. They're getting, they're doing a special blend and a special edition. It's Mosaic Week, so I'm sure they jacked it up a couple bucks for that. And availability, it's Other Half. I used to say it's Other Half. You could get it at the FLX location in East Bloomfield. You could get it at the Brooklyn location and some drips and drabs here and there. They're all over the fucking place. They're on online stores. They're all over the U.S. People on the West Coast are getting them. People in the South are getting them. You can order them online. So if you really want to try Other Half stuff out at this point and you've never got your hands on it, just look a couple different online retailers. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. Look, I think like Craft Shack, places like that. I don't know if they actually have other, but like if you're in New York, Halftime Beverage, there's just so many online places now selling great beer. But if not, check your local bottle shop, beer store. You should be able to find some Other Half stuff at this point because they make great beer. They really do. And yeah, this is another fine example of their quality liquid. Anyway, thanks again to Dan. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. Another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Really didn't talk about the ABV at 6%. It's a beer, but it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't really say anything other than, hey, I know I'm drinking a hop forward beer of some sort, but I will say that it drinks bigger than a 6%. Like this drinks, like I said, like an 8% double IPA, and that in itself is fantastic. Anyway, Till the next one, cheers.